Hi YouTubers, the purpose of this particular video is to talk about my big chop. One of the things that I pointed out in the previous videos is the fact that I went and got my hair chopped off at Great Clips. This is the first time I've ever done this, and I've never thought about doing it before. I am not one of those persons that says, hey, I'm going to go natural. That's just not something that has occurred to me before. But what I do believe in is going through a systematic process that may give me the opportunity to know what it's like to be in touch with myself. And I believe in a sense of self-expression, and so it's going to be interesting to me to see what I go through. A couple of things that I will share with you. What I noticed is, you know, a few years back someone did something where they went out on the TV show was Entertainment Tonight, and I'm sorry, Inside Edition, that was the name of the show. So in Inside Edition, the person went out and they put on what they called a fat suit. They went out in public to see if they would be treated differently. Now this individual was typically an attractive individual who was tall and thin, and at this moment they believed that, you know, they wanted to know and find out, would they be treated differently if they went out in public in this, what they called a fat suit. And what they found out was that it was true in their experience that people did treat them differently. Now I was curious about how would I be treated, and what would it feel like, and would people still hold the door open for me? Would they still make direct eye contact? Would they still be as kind? And how would the people that I've seen in my daily life react to my hair being cut and being in this particular type of style? Now, some of the things that I experienced was that as a whole, people were still very kind. They still hold the door open. They still allowed me to cross the street, and they still spoke. For the individuals that were accustomed to seeing me with hair that was a little bit longer, basically had a mixed bag of emotions. So for example, my husband, when I came home, even though we had the discussion, I think it's only fair, I am in a relationship, that I talked to him to get his thoughts and figure out, you know, what do I need to do as I wait out this period for my hair to grow back. So he was on board with me being able to put on, or in this case, take off my hair, but he didn't know really what to expect. You can always assume, but you just don't know. His reaction when he saw me after I got out of the car was, damn. My son, who is 12 years old, I couldn't stop laughing. They were both very pleasant. I was surprised. I did worry about having a loss of affection from my husband, and I worried about how he would look at me because I understand he's very visually stimulated. And so with all of that, from my experience in the last 24 hours, he has not acted indifferent. I think the moment of awkwardness probably came about when I was in the kitchen getting ready to cook dinner, because I was still trying to read him, still trying to feel him out and see if what I was seeing or experiencing was genuine, and if there was some sort of loss. Regardless, he was pretty honest and stated that it was an adjustment. So with all of that, today I did go out and I went to several places. First of all, I went to the Wellness Center, which is my gym, which I normally go to on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And for the people that saw me yesterday, my hair was longer, obviously, but then for those who saw me today, my hair was like it is right now. So if you look, it's been cut off. And I'm pretty pleased with what the practitioner actually did in terms of, you know, the amount that she cut off. I did ask her to cut off a little bit more because when I saw it, I saw clear indications that my hair was still a little bit too straight, so she took it down another level and cut it some more. And I felt comfortable with this because I could actually see that I do have new growth. So with that, I went to a restaurant today and I saw someone that I don't normally see. And they actually looked at me out of the corner of their eye and finally got to the point where, you know, they were comfortable talking, and then we had our normal conversation. So what I imagine is it's going to be quite an adjustment on Monday. One, I'll be seeing students who may not be accustomed to seeing an instructor looking a certain way. I don't know what that's like, but I'm willing to put myself out there because I want to see what my hair is going to be like in the end. I'm really eager to see what that process is going to be like. My daughter's not on board with me, even though she was the one that initiated the conversation, because she thinks I'm going way too natural. And she says she's not ready for that. And I don't believe in pushing myself off onto anyone else, but this is a journey that I've decided to take for myself. And so with all of that being said, I'm not worried about what other people think in terms of getting past my husband. I was deeply concerned because you are in a relationship and I'm not in the relationship by myself. And so I feel that if I can make it past that point, it's an adjustment for everyone else. And once the initial shock factor wears off, I believe they'll be fine. So with that, what I will say in addition to that, what I will say is typically we may be shocked with the way a person looks, but at some point you hope that that person gets beyond thinking about who you are and focus on the purpose for your interaction, which is much more meaningful and much deeper than the superficial outside. And so I want to say that. So for me, this journey is about feeling my natural hair, seeing what it looks like, and exploring and understanding that side of me which I have not known. So I look forward to this journey. What I'm going to do is follow up with another video and I'll talk about the products that I actually use. But I wanted to tell you about the people's reaction that I had for those of you that may be curious about what you might experience. There will be some, and I did experience this twice yesterday, where the individual actually looked at me and their eyes got wide and then they looked away. I experienced that also this morning when I went to the wellness center because the individual looked at me and you saw the shock in their eyes, or they're wide-eyed, and then they you know, kind of looked normal, and then they went back again once I said something to them about something different. And I'm sure people don't know whether or not to ask you about your hair because they don't know if I have some type of ailment which may be causing it, or if I'm doing it by choice. But this is by choice, which may be even more shocking. Regardless, this is something that I want to go through and I want to experience for myself. So with that, thanks for watching.